Hey y'all, Kelly Whitney here with another thing older black women should tell younger black women but don't. I want to talk to you girls today about the soft wife life and a book that I'm reading called Marry Well Black Girl, A Guide to Live Your Best Soft Wife Life by Crystal Waller. Now, I was first introduced to Crystal on TikTok. I ran across her feed. It was a cute little video where she was showing her white CEO husband. You may have seen it because I think a lot of people are stitching it or redoing it or remixing it or whatever you call it. They're saying, oh, you like hood niggas? She's like, no, I like white, 30s, trust fund, da da da. And so I started going through her feeds, and it turns out she's in her 40s, has 7 children, has been married and divorced twice before. This is her 3rd husband. This is her first white husband. What she does all day is basically take Pilates every morning, pot her herbs and plants, and read by the pool, and then be a mother to her children, many of which seem to be older, like high school, college age, etc. She talks about how her husband's care has enabled her to really devote herself to motherhood, and that her soft wife life, this concept that she's talking about in the book, which I have started to read. This is the cover. I'm only on chapter 2, so I can't really speak that much about it, but I want to read you this one passage. Understand that the feminine is meant to be covered and protected. The only real way for you as a black woman to truly blossom in your femininity is to be in environments of abundance, beauty, and peace. Femininity does not thrive in stress, poverty, or hardness. Divine feminine needs to be surrounded with beauty, protection, love, and abundance. This idea that she posits around marrying well is critically important for us to not only consider, but to absorb. She talks about how black women are the only group of women, and I thought about this, and I think I agree with her wholeheartedly. We're the only group of women who are actively encouraged to marry down. And this is not to bash black men. There's a lot of good brothers out here who want to be good fathers and good husbands. But when she talks about how we're actively encouraged to marry down, it's because in other cultures and other races, they aspire to find very successful mates and partners. They're not encouraged to build, to make allowances for, to accept less than, or to marry somebody who's outside where they are from a career or a socioeconomic perspective. They're not encouraged to build, support, and often to the detriment of themselves. This idea of even dating well, I think, is really important for us to consider alongside marrying well, because who you marry can have a huge impact on your life, from your career to your physical and mental health to everything about your existence. I was having a conversation recently with one of my good friends. She has been married a few times as well, and she was recently promoted, and the different people on the executive leadership team have been coming to her to compliment her and to voice their opinion that her former boss actually suppressed her. She thinks the suppression came about once her former boss met her ex-husband. And she used the example of Whitney and Bobby to illustrate how a dynamic can change once the public is introduced to your spouse and the spouse is not up to par. And I thought that was the absolute most perfect example ever, because think about it. Whitney was the queen of the night. She was the queen of the day. She was queen of everything. Everybody loved Whitney. Whitney was incomparable. There was no one else. She was the top. Nobody questioned her. She transcended race. She transcended gender. She was the top. She was the best. Then they met Bobby. And then all of a sudden, Whitney was questioned, constantly put in a defensive posture. And because she was an addict, she couldn't defend herself appropriately, and her value just kept going down, down, down. When you think about the art of marrying well or dating well in connection with a soft life, which I think they go together beautifully, these are concepts that you need to internalize. You need to think about what they mean. And it's not about laying up on somebody and buying Birkin bags and all this and that. It's about attaching yourself to a partner who wants you to be at ease, who doesn't want you to struggle, who's going to work hard to help you secure the type of life where you can truly be feminine and be comfortable and be at ease in your skin. There's so much pressure on Black women. We do not need to attach ourselves to prospective mates who add to that pressure. I'm somebody who has remained single because I'm allergic to that type of shit. I don't want any extra stress. I have anxious tendencies. I can't allow anybody to come in and add extra weight on me. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole reason why I have this platform, is because I'm encouraging you guys to live well, and dating well and marrying well is a key piece of that. If marriage is something that you're leaning toward or that you aspire to, maybe give this book a chance. Marry Well, Black Girl, A Guide to Live Your Best Soft Wife Life by Crystal Waller. I'm only on chapter 2, but I'll drop any little tidbits that I get as I go through the book. Maybe we can read it together and drop our ideas into the comments so everybody can check them out. I heard everything you guys said about the live, so we're going to schedule that. The fact that our comment space is so overwhelmingly positive is a testimony to how focused and dedicated this group of women, that we're focused on living well, and I love that for us. So let's continue to encourage each other. Let's continue to learn. Let's continue to do better, to improve, to make life easier for ourselves and for other Black women, and everybody wins when we do that. I think that older Black women actually don't talk to younger Black women about things like marrying well or dating well or the soft life, because we really don't know much about it. Those terms are fairly new, and I think too often women in my generation and older, we've been more acclimated to struggle love and more acclimated to marriages that have not worked out. That's not to say that there's no examples. There's plenty of good, wonderful examples. And it's not about pursuing a perfect relationship, because we all know that perfection does not exist. But remember what I said, struggle love isn't normal. It's just common. You see what I'm saying? So when we think about how to marry well and how to date well and how to live well, we can avoid a lot of hoe shit. So let's just continue to do that. Yeah, that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I hope y'all come back for the next video.